Hi everybody, Jamie here from Riot. Welcome back to Thank Punk, it's Friday. Here's the music headlines for this week. Guys, before we get started, I would love it if you throw a like on the video. If you like this music news show into your inbox every week, then please do subscribe to the channel. Japandroids released their third album, Near to the Wild Heart of Life. This is anthemic, uplifting arena rock. It's definitely an album to get you pumped to run a marathon. It's the two pieces' first album in 5 years since 2012's Celebration Rock. They are doing a US tour in February and March to support the album before coming to Europe in April and May. Cloud Nothings released their fifth album, Life Without Sound. This is a solid effort all round. I really enjoyed the singles in the build up to the album, and the album definitely delivers on that early promise. It's a more relaxed album for Cloud Nothings, but it still rips in parts. Much like Japandroids, they are on a US tour right now before coming to Europe and the UK in March. Sinai Vessel releasing their debut album Broken Legged on Tiny Engines today. This is a little bit reminiscent of acoustic acts like Speak Low If You Speak Love or This Wildlife, but also mixed with Tiny Engines' label mates The Hotelier. They've got similar elements of that rawness and emotion that The Hotelier have, as well as straddling the line between indie rock and classic emo. This is a nice and mostly chilled affair. Towards the end of the album, there is an absolutely beautiful song called Died on My Birthday. Definitely keep listening to the end of the album to check that song out in particular.
Manchester band
Pijn have released their debut EP Floodlit on Holy Raw Records. Now if you're a fan of atmospheric instrumental post-rock, the likes of Godspeed You, Black Emperor, Explosions in the Sky, Mono, basically anything that will be at Arctangent Festival, I think you will really enjoy this. They get their name from the Dutch word for pain, and it's very appropriate name for the band. The EP is quite dark, quite atmospheric, quite oppressive in some places. Really interesting sounds. The band are a three-piece, but they describe themselves as a collective because there are so many instruments on their recordings. They're opening for Oathbreaker tonight in Manchester, so if you are going down to that show, do get down early to check them out. Modern Baseball's Brendan Lukens has said that he won't be joining the rest of the band on their UK and European tour. He said he needs time at home to focus on his mental and physical health. Obviously, his struggles with bipolar disorder were a main focus for his half of Holy Ghost, and while it might be disappointing for some fans that he won't be joining the band, I think it really is a matter of perspective that he really does need to look after his own mental health, and I wish him a speedy recovery. Obviously, last year we saw Dan Lambton from Real Friends postpone their UK tour for similar reasons. I think it's important that everyone respects his decision and tries to understand what he must be going through. Surely no one feels as bad about this as him. He definitely will not have wanted to have cancelled the tour. Get well soon, Brendan. We'll see you next time. Quite a few people have been disappointed with the latest announcements for Leeds and Reading. Kasabian have been announced as second headliners alongside Muse. One thing I will say about Leeds, I've been about 5 times and they're always fantastic, but the lineups kind of have been on the wane for some time. I think people are just getting a bit of fatigue from the same bands kind of on a rotation every few years. Kasabian have headlined it quite a few times. I think Muse have as well. I think it might be time that people start looking at more independent festivals. Obviously 2000 Trees is an absolutely killer festival, Arctangent the same. There's also much smaller local festivals, DIY stuff like Manchester Punk Fest here in Manchester and So Punk Fest in Southampton. There's lots of great stuff out there. You don't necessarily have to pay 250 quid. The 2000 Trees lineup, for example, is about £100. And you can drink anywhere you want in the arena, so saves money on that. Decade released another song off their upcoming album Pleasantries called Brand New Again. Really looking forward to this second album of theirs. I've really enjoyed all the tracks so far. That is out on the 24th of February on Rude Records. Pulled Apart by Horses have released another song off their upcoming album The Haze. It's called Hotel Motivation. That album will be out on the 17th of March. Scottish post-hardcore band Vukovi have released a song called La Dee Da off their upcoming self-titled album. That'll also be out in March on the 10th. These are a really exciting band, absolutely fantastic live. I saw them at a tiny festival about 3 years ago and it's really great to see how far they've come since then. And the A Day to Remember tour rolls into London tonight at Wembley Arena. I went to see them on Wednesday in Birmingham and it was absolutely incredible. They're always great live. They definitely didn't disappoint. Amazing supports on the tour as well. Newfound Glory, Neck Deep and Moose Blood opening up. Definitely get down early to check out all the bands. And that's all for this week. If you are going to any shows this weekend, have a great time. But for now, Thank Punk, it's Friday!